So 2 months ago, I watched a video of the YouTube philosopher Alex O'Connor, and he did an interview with Bernardo Kastrup. And the title was Why Materialism is Nonsense. And it took me a while to understand this video, but I think I understand it a little bit better now, where Bernardo was coming from. And he calls himself an idealist. And an idealist is somebody, when you talk about mind and matter, an idealist said that matter is actually an illusion that is created by the mind. So the mind is the actual real underlying substance, and it creates this depending substance, which is matter. And Bernardo takes a lot of inspiration from quantum field theory. And quantum field theory is like this theory that from science that reality doesn't consist out of particles, but instead it's like this field that spans the entire universe. And this field has local random excitations, and we perceive those excitations as matter, as particles. And this pattern, they form like this fractal hierarchies of patterns that can hold itself together over longer periods of time. And that is how things exist. And what Bernardo does, he says, well, yeah, that's exactly how reality works, but we say that it's matter, but actually it's mind, it's mental state. So Bernardo takes quantum field theory and basically replaces every word matter with the word mental. And what you get is an explanation for how consciousness arises out of a material world. Because in Bernardo's idealist view, everything is mental. And when the mental patterns get complex enough, that is what consciousness is. So a rock is also created from a fractal pattern of mental state, but it isn't consciousness because it isn't complicated enough, but it is mental state. And we perceive that mental state as a material rock. And in the same way, our brain is a complex fractal pattern of mental states that is so complex that it gives rise to consciousness. And consciousness is the universe understanding itself. And we perceive this consciousness of other persons as a body, as a brain. So a brain or a body is like the material illusion, what it looks like to other consciousness, or from the outside, but what it actually is from the inside is mental state. So it has a lot of advantages to use this kind of worldview, because now you have explained consciousness. Well, if you were a materialist and you say, well, it's the other way around, like quantum field theory, you just have material and the consciousness arises from that, you have to explain that, how something like consciousness arises from material. And Bernardo completely removes this problem because matter is mental state all along. The field is mental state. The problem with this view is that it can be proven. How do you prove that it is true? It's just metaphysical. It's speculation that the fields that quantum mechanical scientists interpreted as matter is somehow mental. How are you going to do an experiment to prove that it is true or false? So that's my interpretation of Bernardo's idealist view.